Bearcats, not of Cincinnati, but of Walton-Verona. 9 state champions, and we have one of those 9 with us today. Joining us, I believe, from the sunny state of Florida. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Sunny State.
All right. So I'm glad we were able to hop on and do Zoom. So, sir, tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Mason Smith. Wrestled for Walton-Verona for about all of high school, almost all of my middle school career as well, under Coach Roth and Jason Moore as my coaches. And yeah.
Yeah. And Walton-Verona, man, when you think of Walton, if you hear the name Walton-Verona, you just think of wrestling because they have such a great it's a smaller school. I mean, there's no hiding that. It is a smaller school, but just a great wrestling tradition top to bottom. 9 state champions. Let's go over the 9 real quick. 2013, Lane Jones at 170 pounds. 2017, Ryan Moore at 126. Also, Ryan Moore, 2018 at 132 pounds. 2017, Hunter Ruber at heavyweight. Of course, 2018, 170 pounds. Spencer Moore, 2020 at 106. And 2021, 120 pounds. 2020, Dalton Mayer, 195 pounds. And Isaac Thornton, 132 pounds. So you're our 7th Walton-Verona state champion on the channel. So here's looking at you, Lane Jones and Hunter Ruber. So we got to get with you guys. We have your video. Yep. We got to complete the Walton-Verona. It's like playing a video game now. You have to get all 9 to unlock the Walton-Verona achievement badge. So I can't wait to get everybody else on the channel, get Lane and Hunter on the channel. And real quick, what gets you into wrestling? We know Northern Kentucky's a hotbed. You kind of grew up when the elementary and middle school program, or the state tournaments, if you will, were more established than what they had been previous. So what gets you into it, man?
I love the sport of wrestling simply because that is one sport that it really just comes down to work ethic. I believe as long as you're in the right room and you are willing to grind and put yourself basically through hell, you can really accomplish your goals. It really is outworking that other person that's up on the leaderboard. And that's one thing that I felt addicted to it. And I really got to see like leaps being made in wrestling by just me constantly training over the years and getting better. So that's one of the things that made me fall in love with the sport.
Now, are you talking about wrestling or Mrs. Pacman behind you there in the video arcade cabinet? Because, one could make do you really have to get out and, get your fingers all tightened up and everything to play Miss Pacman or Golden Tee, or is it wrestling? So I think that might be one of the best backdrops we've had is arcade cabinets of Golden Tee and Mrs. Pacman. Now, if there was like a Galaga machine back there, I'd have to fly to Florida and play you the game. I couldn't.
All right, so we got to get a Galaga.
got to get a Galaga machine. But, man, like I said, or like what you said, you wrestled all through high school for Walton-Verona. And let's go over, because in doing one of the things that I pride myself in is doing the bracket research.
Yeah. Who
you wrestled, how the match ended. And something come up when I was doing this. I was like, I am going to make sure that I make a point to mention this. So 2014, you're in 8th grade, 113 pounds. And I bring this, now pay attention at home, okay? You get to the quarterfinals. You wrestled Bryce Schaefer, Union County. And we do want to say rest in peace to Bryce.
Absolutely.
But Bryce beat you with a fall 4 minutes and 52 seconds, okay? In case you don't know, Bryce goes on to be a 4-time state champion, 2014, 15, 16, and 17. But you get to the round of the 3rd and 4th place match, you're wrestling Jorge Vega from Fern Creek. Jorge gets a decision on you, 8-3. Jorge was a 2013 and 2015 state champion for Fern Creek.
Yes, sir.
So not too bad. Your 2 losses come to a 4-time state champion and 2-time state champion as an 8th grader.
Yep.
And I was doing that, and I was like, okay, that's impressive. You had no shame in losing to either of those guys.
7th and 8th graders can be competitive at 106 and maybe 114, the lighter weights, but as you get up there, it's tough to compete because of that strength maturity.
And in this case, not only is he looking at a senior across the mat from him.
2015, 132 pounds, you're a freshman. You get to the quarterfinals, you run into Keegan Duncan of Trinity out of Louisville. Keegan pins you 3 minutes, 46 seconds. Oh, by the way, Keegan, two-time state champion, 2015 and 2016. So if you're going to get beat by the state champion. So back-to-back years in the quarters, you've ran into the eventual state champion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's respectable.
Standings, if your information is correct, congratulations to Fern Creek High School.
Yeah, and how many years did we say it's been?
31.
Wow. And they've always been a name. Always had some good individual kids. I remember back.
2016, sophomore, 145 pounds, third place. Guess what happens? You run into Jackson Oxford of Union County, and Jackson gets you with a 13-8 decision. Oh, by the way, guess what happens? Jackson goes on, wins state championship that year.
State championship, yep.
Walton-Verona's Mason Smith finished third following a victory over St. Xavier's Dallas Miles.
Third place from Walton-Verona, Mason Smith.
2017, 160 pounds, third place. You're a junior. Get to the semifinals. You run into Jordan Blanton, Johnson Central. He gets you with a 6-5 decision.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Jordan is a two-time state champion. 2015, he beat Max Androni, and 2017, he wins it. The name of the wrestler he beats in 2017 escapes me, but both of Jordan's review videos are on the channel. So for 4 straight years, you have ran into the state champion in either the quarterfinals or semifinals.
Yes.
I don't think that has happened to anybody else in the history of the state tournament. I cannot find it. If it has, it's somebody that I'm just missing, but I've done a little research and I can't find where it's happened that many times to somebody.
Yeah,
to run into the eventual state champion that many years in a row.
Yep, that was definitely something I had to just overcome. You know, there's something in the back of my head every single year that I was like going even into the state tournament. I was just like, I'm definitely gonna have to wrestle the state champ before the state finals.
Yep.
I gotta get that through my head. That's what's gonna happen. I just kept doing it, kept happening up until my senior year.
And that you kind of led me into my next point. Before we talk about your 2018 season, knowing that you're coming in to your senior year, knowing that you have ran into the state champion all 4 years that you made it to the state tournament, and you've placed all 4 years, 4th, 3rd, 3rd, 3rd.
Yes.
Maybe being on the opposite side of the bracket, maybe you could have been a multiple timer, but you've got one more shot, one more swing at the plate, one more time to say, I can do this. I can make history. I can be a state champion here at Walton-Verona. What is, like, do you compete in the summer? Do you off-season camps? I mean, what are we doing that's going into your senior year there?
So I guess most of my time was being spent at the Elite Training Center down at ETC, I believe it was down at I'm drawing a blank. It was North something Dakota or South Dakota. North Oldham. That's exactly where we.
North Oldham.
The
Okay.
Dragons.
There's a big difference between North Dakota and North Oldham.
Yes, I know.
About 10,000 miles, I'd have to imagine.
Yeah, it was Oldham. It was definitely Oldham. And I was trained down there with Rob Boston a lot. He was in my ear. He probably got me in one of the best shapes I've ever been in. And built up a lot of my confidence because I was in a good room with a lot of kids. One of those guys being Keegan Duncan, who was I was wrestling around with a lot. and who made me better. And same with Trent Johnson. There's just a lot of good wrestlers down there that were state champs, and it helped me get levels and get me closer to becoming a state champion, which I wanted
Right.
to. Yeah,
And-
so there was a lot of those just camps, and then there was off-season tournaments that I was focused on. Wanted to compete well because I didn't want to just be a state champ. I wanted to go to college and wrestle. So I trained a lot for off-season tournaments as well, which helped me get ready for the state tournament.
I understand. And October 15th, 2017 rolls around, the start of wrestling season, your senior year. Do you, I don't want to say put a lot of pressure on yourself, but knowing this is it. I've been so close all these years. It's kind of like, I hate to use the Eminem song, but if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted, would you let it slip? You know what I'm saying? So did you feel like, being ready out there, getting ready to like, okay, this is my year. Ain't nobody stopping me. I don't care who it is. If you wrestle me, you're going to lose.
Yeah, it was basically I wanted full domination. Like I wanted to go out there. I didn't want it to be in anybody else's hands. I wanted it to be in my hands. I wanted to either tech you or pin you. Those were the only options that were coming out of my matches. I didn't care. Said I wanted to be dominant. That was basically it. So I could guarantee that I was gonna finally lock it in. Because yeah, there was so much pressure on that, not winning one and coming short, and there was always talk about am I ever gonna win one, and so.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure, but I'm glad I was able to overcome it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you, of course, were in school when, social media, it was exploding. Facebook,
Yeah.
TikTok. I don't know if TikTok was around, but Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the message boards. Not that we know anything about message boards or anything. That was a dig at a particular person. You know who you are.
Message boards.
Yeah, you got the reference. I can see, the talk, man. Is Mason going to do it, or is he going to run into somebody? Who's it going to be? Who's he going to run into this year? Who's it going to be?
Yeah.
So 2018, though, 170 pounds, you're a senior. Now, track has your record at 45-2.
Yes, sir.
Does that sound about right? Is
Yep,
it right?
that sounds exactly right. I lost my
Okay.
first two matches at
Well, I was going to bring that up. What were the two?
the two matches was the first tournament of the year, I believe, and it was up in Ohio against I believe two Ohio kids in the tri-state area of Cincinnati.
I got
So yeah, it was a rough week for me. I don't know what was up. I wanted to win that tournament so bad too, but
you.
I do remember those two losses. It was the same tournament too.
That little pocket there, Hamilton County, Warren County, all that right there in Cincinnati. There's some tough wrestling there. I mean, they really are, and
Absolutely.
It trickles down into Boone, Kenton, Campbell. I mean, it's just a lot of the Northern Kentucky guys we've met with. They'll say, your Connor guys, your Ryle, Campbell County guys that we've got in Boone County. They'll say, they spent the first half of the season wrestling strictly in Ohio.
Yeah,
They'll come back to
absolutely.
Kentucky, get some district matches, some regional matches to kind of get some seeding material going or criteria. But let's talk about your 2018 state tournament. You start off the day, or the tournament, if you will, it was a 2-dayer back then, with an underrated name of the state tournament, Diamond Harris.
Yeah.
That sounds like a professional wrestler. Coming to the ring, Diamond Harris. But Diamond Harris from Owensboro, you win that by a pin, 4 minutes, 26 seconds. Second round, you're wrestling Jack Lucas out of Louisville Male. You win that by a pin, 2 minutes, 31 seconds. I forgot you actually wrestled this next guy until I put it on paper here. You're wrestling Levid Rodriguez from Johnson Central. You get a major decision over him, 18-10. And Levid transferred to Grundy, Virginia as a senior in 2021 and won the Virginia, like whatever class, Virginia's class, and he won their like 1A or whatever class there are. He won that state tournament at 195 pounds, I believe. So Levid, pretty good wrestler, couple-time placer.
Absolutely.
You get to the semis, you're wrestling Michael Walker from Whitley County. You win that by a tech fall, 15-0, and Michael goes on to get 6th place. But you get to the finals, you're wrestling Micah Irvin from Union County. Now, we're not going to tell you the score. We have the video, of course. We're going to, as always, watch along with it. But you win that semifinal by a tech fall, 15-0.
My semifinals match?
Yeah, over Michael Walker.
Yeah.
You win that by a tech fall, 15-0, and you finally broke through that glass ceiling.
Yes.
You are in the finals.
Finally.
Finally in the finals, right? And you're there. Been so close, but you're there. What's going through your head?
Oh, how can I control my nerves right now? How can I control my nerves? I felt it my quarterfinals match. I got put on my back actually.
Did you really?
Yep, he held me down there for a good grip, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do this. This is pressure time. I can feel the pressure. I feel my nerves all getting to me. I had to come back on that match, and somehow I scored 18 points. But I was like takedowns. Kid was funky. It was weird with his hips, and I remember I was just so jittery, so I was just shaking and just like, wow, what's going on? And then right before that finals match, I knew I needed to get I needed to break a nice, good sweat. I needed to be sweating, ready to go, get those nerves out of me. So I remember I just got a great drill. I think it was with Trent Johnson. I was sweating like no other, and I was ready to go. And they put me in the right mindset to go out there and perform.
And it was good to have somebody you're familiar with. Now, Trent's video is on the channel, so after you watch this or you watch the other Walton-Verona, go back and watch Trent's, because Trent wins most outstanding wrestler that year. He was a heck of a performance there in the finals. But there's that at the horse park where it's a 2-dayer. There's probably, you wrestled at semifinals probably, I'd say around 11:30, 12, give or take. The finals don't start till about, I don't know, 5:36, something to that effect. What are you doing between that time you wrestle your semifinals and your finals? Because, man, that can be for a lot of people, that time period can either win it or lose it for them, because they've wrestled that match so many times in their head, they're mentally wore out, or they go back and they take a nap and, somebody's butt or whatever.
I think what I was doing, I was just walking around, hanging out with my teammates, supporting them, going to watching their matches, making sure that they're doing good, just giving the support to my team that they would do the same for me.
Right. And like we said earlier, you had Ryan Moore in the finals as well. So, it's good to see somebody you're familiar with in the same position you are. You're not out there on an island by yourself. And you've got great coaching. Like I said, Jason was there. Roth was Dave Barnes with you guys then?
Dave would pop his head in here in a little bit, but now he's more active, definitely, with the Walton team. Yeah,
I got you. So, has it been a while since you've seen your match?
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. It's been about 2 or 3 years, I feel like.
Okay, well that's good. So we're gonna go ahead and pull up the get it on. So of course you're wrestling Micah Irvin here from neutral. What are we looking to do at this stage of your wrestling career as a senior? What's your go-to takedown?
See, my go-to takedown is at right side sweep single. I try to do a little bit of a knee pull towards it, or I'll do a left side sweep single. I like the sweep singles a lot. But this match, I don't know. It was weird. I wrestled him in the state duels tournament, and we went into I think it was double overtime or some type of overtime. And it was a crazy match, so I knew I had to change it up a little bit and slow the pace down. Because
was that at Lindsey Wilson?
That was at Lindsey Wilson. It was a crazy match.
I think I don't know if I refereed that match, but I feel pretty confident because I was there 4 or 5 years in a row. So I don't know if I don't think I refereed it, but
it was a very intense match.
Go back to the center, and you've got Jason Sidoris as the assistant, and I've not seen the head official yet. You got Mike Ford on the clock, so you got some good Got some good people out there, official wise.
Yeah, going into this match, I knew Micah has like some of the best hips I've ever wrestled against. Just heavy. Like you get on that leg, it's still going to be a war to take this guy down. Funky knows how to get out of a bunch of situations, and he's just a sophomore at this point. He's a freak.
So about 20 seconds left, a good filling out period. All right, end of the period. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jason is the head official. I'm sorry. Jason Sidoris is the head official. My apologies, Jason. So he's going to take down. On top, what are we looking to do here?
I'm definitely looking to go in for my claw ride and grab that wrist. And I want to try to trap I want to try to like get my knee up against his knee and tilt him over so I can get his back exposed for a couple of seconds, get a quick near fall.
I got you.
And possibly throw a boot in if he lets me. Yep, exactly. I want to put him in that little pocket.
Yep.
And then I slip that leg in.
I believe you got a 2 count there. Or
he does some funky stuff. Let's go, let's go.
And whenever I was cutting this down, hit that reversal on you, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I know he wins it, but what just happened right there? So he gets a reversal. You're thinking, oh, crap, right?
It's 2-2 right now.
Yep, 2-2. And I believe Micah's brother Matthias won, I think, 182 this year?
I think, I might have been.
Or 195, maybe?
Might have been 195, actually. Actually,
okay.
No, I think it was 195 that year.
That's right, because Gray won 182.
Yeah, Dylan Gray did.
All right, we're out. We're neutral.
Oh.
Jason gave you a 1 right there, I believe. Yep, he did. We're neutral.
There we go. Some hips.
Yep.
Try to split in the middle right here. He grabs my ankles.
The quality of wrestling in Kentucky had improved so much, and this year it was just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I mean, there's so many more kids that just have gotten really addicted to that training and getting better.
Good call, Jason.
Yeah.
Good call on that, potentially on that knee.
Mike has got some funky knees. I got to wrestle with him in Chattanooga. We got really close down there, and he's got some bendable knees. He knows he can do that.
Oh yeah, Stretch Armstrong, huh?
Yeah, he tells me about it.
All right, so is that the 4 seconds remaining? I'm not sure why they stopped it. Didn't see anything, but all right. So we're going into the third period. You're up 1 point, and you're going to take down.
Absolutely. Try to get like a quick, easy escape. Get up by 2.
Yep. Takes you back down. And we're talking about the quality of wrestling while there's a little bit of a lull. You can tell the quality of Kentucky wrestling improving from about 97 to 01. You can really see before that wrestling was good, but that 97 to about 01, you can really see like, okay, it's changing.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. It's gotten better and better.
And the only reason I say that is because we have the video. I mean, we can prove what we're saying is that the quality got better. So we go for a stalemate,
awesome,
and he's going to let you up. I was kind of surprised at that. when I was cutting this down the other day. Talk about flexible knees. I see another one right there.
Hey.
He tried to pull you back in, but you were able to, get out of bounds. Knowing he has to take you down, you're kind of on the defense now. Did the
Definitely.
game plan change?
Game plan's definitely changed. I don't know if I got hit with a stall call yet, but I know that if that wasn't the case, I should be playing back off a lot more until that stall call does come.
Yeah. There again, stalemate.
I do sometimes like to come in and go for a leg to hold on to it for dear life if I can.
Like that right there.
Yep.
You called that almost perfectly.
Yep.
No control yet. No control. Nothing.
Nothing. Can't hook that leg.
And man, these scrambles right here are. If I can give a piece of advice to new officials like what Jason just done, be patient on your calls.
Yeah.
And you get a takedown right there, put you up 6-2. And that's the end of the match. I seen you kind of pat him there on his chest.
Yeah, me and him were buddies. It's actually funny. Before the state tournament, the state duels, when we had that overtime match, me and him we always talked almost about every day, Snapchatting each other and stuff. And then Coach Roth was like, no more of that. No more being friends. Not until the state tournament's over. You guys can make up after that. He's like, I want you to be completely focused. I was like, all right, yes, sir. I got you. And it definitely
I get it.
Yep.
I completely understand. Of course, here's the medal ceremony. And as of this filming, we're moving the state tournament back to the horse park.
Oh, sweet.
Yep. So we had to go to GRC for a couple years because of COVID and all that. Getting horse park back, we'll be back at the boys and girls state tournament, because we're going to have a girls state tournament this year too for wrestling.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love this place. This place was huge.
Yeah. It's probably the most Kentucky venue ever to have a state wrestling tournament at a horse park. Everybody thinks,
Yeah.
in Kentucky,
That must be it.
Kentucky's got bourbon, we've got fried chicken and horses and basketball from time to time.
Basketball from time to time, exactly.
Yeah. But Cameron Ward there getting the third place. But after you win that match, knowing you had done it, that you had won, was it like a relief? Had it set in yet? Did it take a while to realize what had happened?
Yeah, I guess when I won for the first time, I got my hand raised, and it was funny. I saw the person I basically got to train with, all the time. It was Trent. He was the guy who's helped me out so much during the off season. And
Right.
that was one of the first people I got to see after that. I just gave him a big old hug, and it just felt really great. And then I'm going into I'm looking at the stand, and I see my dad right there.
Yeah.
And he's drove me everywhere, did everything for me, made me the wrestler that I can be, drove me everywhere.
There you are, man, getting your medal, getting your plaque, and that. I love that state tournament sign they give you guys. That's just like the perfect little memento.
Perfect. Yeah.
I love that. And there you are, man, top of the world, way it should be, I guess.
Great feeling.
Oh yeah, and of course, I guess you'd watched Ryan win it a little bit earlier, so that had to help you a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Watching it back, besides you winning, does it play out the way you remember it as far as the points and the situations and all that?
If I rewatch it, by rewatching that, it's just because this, me and him even talked about this. Me and Mike have talked about our state finals match, and we had talked about how the state duels match was such a crazy close match, and it was just like we were going at each other, attack, attack, attack. And that's how I would have wanted my finals match to go out as. But like me playing it the safe route, slowing the pace down, getting more control, panned out the way it should have. And definitely there's some things I thought I remembered that didn't happen, some things that did happen. I was like, oh, okay, that did happen like that. But
And,
yeah, it was good reflecting on it for sure. I love it.
and of course, don't feel bad for Micah, though. He goes on 2019, 170-pound state champion, 2020, 182-pound state champion. He was a part of 4 straight, in his high school career, 4 straight state championships, Union County. We've got a dynasty going on out there on the western end of the state. I mean, so like I said, don't feel bad for him. Bless his heart.
Don't feel bad for him. He got
heart.
2 more after me.
Yep, he got 2 more. So, but I mean, you deserved yours. You wrestled better, better performance. It just no other way to say it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Now, earlier you mentioned wrestling in college. Did you tell us about your collegiate career?
After my senior year, I committed to the University of United States Military Academy. So I went to West Point.
Oh, no kidding! I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I went to Army for about 3 years. I did a prep school year. It was like my red shirt year, and it was supposed to help me warm up for the academics at West Point. And I did that, graduated from the preparatory school, did 2 years down there. And then I transferred over to Chattanooga, where I was a roommate with Micah and Matthias and Jake Ensko. So a couple more state champs in there for you too.
Wow, that's cool.
I
did not know that. So you went down there with Kyle, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen Kyle's 04 and 05 review videos on the channel?
No, I have not.
You need to check them out. We've got Kyle's 04 and his 05 review videos on the channel. Kyle's 2005 video was our 200th video for the channel. I wanted to make it special, and I wanted
one of the best wrestlers ever to come out of the state of Kentucky.
Kyle for his most outstanding that year. Also his NCAA placement, highest Kentucky NCAA placement wrestler as it stands now. So, man, I like to give guys the opportunity before we end the video. Anything you'd like to say or add to this to, for your personal spin, if you will?
I would just like to say thank you for everyone that did help me get to where I was and accomplishing that goal of becoming a state champ. It was something that I really wanted to do, and it was one of the goals I set a very long time. At first, it started, hey, let's try to be a 5-time state champ. 4, 3, 2, 1. I trickled down, but all those failures that I did go through and coming up short, I'm actually incredibly grateful for it because it caused me to train more and more. If I would have won the state title as a freshman, I wouldn't have trained as hard as I did, and wouldn't have gone as well at national tournaments or this and the other. So I'm just very grateful for the opportunities and everybody that gave me the opportunity to train with them and wrestle around and be a part of their program. So I really appreciate everyone's effort towards me and their support.
No, I get it. I totally hear you, man. But I believe we've reached a good ending point. So, like I said, Lane Jones, Hunter Ruber, here's looking at you guys. We got to get you on there. We got to complete the Walton-Verona achievement badge to get all 9 state champions on the channel. But man, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll go ahead and tell you, practice up on the Golden Tee. If I ever come to Florida, I'll show you.
Baby.
I'll show you how to play it. I'll show you how it's done, man. I'm pretty tough on Golden Tee.
I'll teach you some lessons. Just make sure you bring a notepad and pen paper.
All right? Okay. I'll autograph it for you.
I got the back spin on it. I know how to do
after I we play whatever course and I score -17. Like, hey, here's your lesson plan. I'll sign it for you. You can post it. I come back next time. Maybe you can try it again. Right?
I'll have it hanging out. Something to look forward to.
Frame it like a banner or something. Alex Green beat me 17 shots. Right?
Absolutely, sir.
All right, man. Well, guys, that's all that that we have for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the mats.